G'day mate, I apologize, I'm going to do such random loud stereotypical Australian accent again. What's up guys, welcome back, and today, as you might have guessed by the thumbnail and name of the video, we will be making some new psychic types for the Ausseos region. Now, what exactly is Ausseos? Well, for those who don't know, Ausseos is my hypothetical Generation 10 region, taking the real world inspiration of Australia and using it as a base for my Pokémon designs and concepts. To make it shorter than saying that in every video, because let's be honest, you're probably losing interest just because of how long that intro was. From now on, I will be calling it Project Dreamtime. The name will probably make more sense later in the series, but as of now, that is what I'm calling it, just to make it shorter. I will explain as I go through the videos, but just so you guys don't lose interest, that is the name for Ausseos. Now, with all that out of the way, today I will be introducing 4 new psychic types, along with 2 kind of weird ones at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I know you guys have been missing the Ausseos series since the last video, at least not on Pokémon, but at least on the actual Ausseos region, was over a month ago. So, it's been kind of busy with the ZA trailer, getting me to make some new Mega Evolutions on top of hitting 10,000 subs, and having to make a sub special for that. And this was all at the same time as I was out of town for 2 weeks. So it's been really busy lately, but I think what I have for you guys today will be worth your time. Starting with a very basic mon. This little guy takes inspiration from a common Australian bird. This bird is somewhat rare to see in the wild in other places, but you'll usually see them in pet stores or zoos, but these birds are known as quote-unquote budgies in Australia. The Budgilil, I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, are small yellow or white birds that look similar to parrots, but much smaller, cuter, overall just much more domesticated, and having a small, pure flying type budgie would be a really cute and fun way to turn a very common household pet in other countries into a small, fun little bird Pokemon that flies around Ausseos, just fairly common in the wild. And, by the way, the shiny is a reference to those white and blue budgies you'll probably see as pets or in city areas of Australia. Budgilil, the small avian Pokemon. Budgilil are quite common around the Ausseos region and love grouping in pairs of 10s, flying around and stopping near trees, lampposts, and while searching for food to snatch. The evolution, Parrotiva, will take inspiration from dancers, parrots, art, all that fun stuff, and a few other things. Anyways, I wanted it to look very happy and colorful, but not too obnoxious, because I realized it's very difficult to make something in your face, it's a dancing parrot, and also appear obnoxious, but I do think I did pretty good with this. Pokemon usually gets very desaturated with some of their designs, especially in Gen 1. Have you seen Charmeleon? Look what they did to his red. Like, what the hell is this? And I just, lately, have been trying to use more vibrant colors and not really stick to the design conventions of colors for Pokemon. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I am. Parrotiva, vibrant dance Pokemon. By the way, before I read the dex entry, if you have a better name than Parrotiva, then let me know in the comments, because I'm not married to the name. Parrotiva uses its bright, glowing feather patterns to dance in areas where people and Pokemon group together. It loves the spotlight and will always try to put its best show for those it finds friendly. Parrotiva will clash for who will be the leader. Whoever has the best dance movements will become the leader of the flock. So, when I tell you to think of an Australian instrument, I'm guessing you thought of a didgeridoo. A fairly popular item across Australia, and a lot of people around the world have even heard of it. The didgeridoo, or as it's spelled, whatever this is a long, hollow item made of wood that creates a deep sound when blown into. I had to make a Pokemon based on this unique item, especially in an Australian-based region. Originally, I tried to make a ghost possessing a didgeridoo, but nothing really seemed to work, and there wasn't any personality in the design. I have another ghost type, which I actually designed after this one, and yeah, that one had personality because it wasn't inside of a wood log. Like, originally it was just like a stick with an eye in it. And the other one I made, which you will see in the future, has much more personality because it can actually move. So I had to scrap the idea of a ghost possessing a didgeridoo. It didn't work for me. Because originally, if it had no personality, then it would take away from what I wanted to accomplish with the idea. My goal for this Pokemon was to give a popular Australian instrument some character and personality by turning it into more than just a hollow stick with a face. And then it hit me. What if I turned a didgeridoo into an animal? Well, what animal, you might ask? Well, at first I thought of a parrot. This was before, I was designing the dancing bird. But then I thought of a hornbill, those toucan-looking things with the cool crest on their beak. And I didn't know if that would work or not, so then I thought of a Parrotiva, those ones with the giant crests that create loud noises. And then I realized, what if I made it a stick bug? For those who live under a rock and don't know, a stick bug, or as some call them, walking sticks, are a species of insectoid that mimic a small tree branch to camouflage themselves from predators. This creature is extremely unique, and there's a few things similar, like bugs that mimic leaves, or snakes, or rocks. I don't know, there's so many bugs, but this one has always stood out to me. So I made a cute little stick bug that lives inside a hollowed out piece of wood and creates patterns on it with vibrantly colored silk, I guess? It's kind of weird, but I'm really happy with it, and I've been looking for some kind of weird designs in my region lately, and I think I've accomplished a few. You see, my main goal is to make my region as lovable as Alola, because for those who didn't watch the Mega video, I admitted that Alola is my favorite region. I honestly think it's peak, and every single Pokemon in that region, whether it's weird, strange, awesome, or lame, I personally love every single design in that region, except for Bruxish. That thing is garbage. I hid its face inside of it as if its entire face was cloaked by darkness inside of the thing that it uses as protection. But if this was a real game, I imagine its true face is revealed whenever it uses an attacking move, or maybe if it's playing ball in a picnic. I made the patterns very tribal, as if the main goal was to make it look ancient yet still pop with vibrant colors. I honestly think this is a really good design, and I hope you guys like it as much as I do. Didjerinsect, the musical bug Pokemon. Since the moment of birth, Didjerinsect will find large pieces of wood from trees and craft it into shapes similar to that of a didgeridoo. The Pokemon hide inside these items their entire life, creating unique sounds to signal nearby Didjerinsect. Only when eating will it show its true face to others. And for the last Psychic-type Pokemon of the video, but not the last Pokemon, this is a very strange one, as I have definitely said before many times in many videos, but this one is actually unique. Apparently, murals are extremely popular in Australian culture, and that gave me the inspiration for not just one design, but two. After seeing this, I just had to make a mural or art-based Pokemon. I just couldn't get this random idea out of my head of a strange Pokemon that was created by humans after being an attempt to create a fallen hero of a Pokemon that once saved the land of Ausseos, or at least a part of it. Yeah, it's very unique, but trust me, it'll probably make more sense after you see the design. A Pokemon created of pure psychic energy with paint creating the form of its body. I thought a glowing eyeball with paint forming what looked like muscle, arms, torso, legs, and all of that would be extremely unique and never really done before. I'm not sure if this would be a legendary, mythical, or anything of the sorts, but I kind of love the idea of an extremely rare Pokemon that is still used by common people, like the ace of the psychic gym that I plan to create sometime in the future. I used primary colors for the paint, like, blue, red, yellow, and then a glowing cyan eye to imply its difference, yet similarity to the connection to the paint. Let me know what you think. Is this too weird? I kind of love how strange it is, but you let me know what you think. Murallar, the creative being Pokemon. Murallar are quite rare and can only be found in a few places around the entire region. It is said that Murallar was created by humans, possibly being a recreation of a heroic Pokemon that battled in a Great War many hundreds of years ago. The only part of Murallar's real body is the blue eye that radiates with a sapphire blue, controlling the movement of each drop of paint that forms its body. Okay, so, back to that mural idea. What's something you think of when you combine a city and art? Personally, I think of either, well, murals or graffiti. I know, graffiti exists, but what if it had a partner? A PIC, if you will. What animal is connected to a somewhat vibrant item? Well, someone gave me the idea for this. What about the idea of fruit bats? And how they're known for their connection to, well, fruit. So what if there was a fruit bat that uses its vibrant berries that it eats to paint on walls, trees, and caves around the region? I kind of love this idea of a little bat flying around cities just painting on walls. I'm not sure why exactly, but I used the printer colors, the original ones, yellow, cyan, and hot pink, to give it that graffiti vibe, but the rest of the body was dark and desaturated to give a good contrast between the two. I'm not sure if I should give it an evolution or not, but if I did, what would that even be? Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for that. I made the patterns of the fruit colors look as though it had been smeared on, well, its wings and face, kind of everywhere, honestly, to give it some more personality than it would have had just being a dull bat. But for now, here is Chiruitive, the natural art Pokemon. Chiruitive uses the berries it feeds on to paint on walls, buildings, and trees. These paintings are usually just randomly pasted colors, but if trained, can be a truly beautiful art piece. Chiruitive are popular partners for artists in Ausseos, as they can hold many paints and berries in their wings, along with giving support to their trainers in battle and creativity. I can just picture Murallar, Chiruitive, and Graphite all working together to create a big mural in the city. I might make some sort of fan art for this, or if you're up for it too, then I'd love to see it in the Discord. And for the last Pokemon of today's video... Oh, wait, what? Okay, so it seems that I forgot the psychic typing of a psychic Pokemon. Let me explain this. So earlier I said that the last two aren't psychic types. This one actually is. Anyway, let's not get into how goofy I was writing this script. For this last one, it would be based on various things, such as totems, eagles, the third eye, and all that stuff. This would be something you probably weren't expecting, because this is a Ajatu Evo. Yes, Ajatu is an extremely underrated Pokemon, and I personally think it needs an upgrade, so let's give it one. This upgrade is somewhat subtle, but very needed. I gave it one giant pink eye looking at the viewer with its two large wings unfolded. I gave it a very angelic color scheme with whites, yellows, golds, and a nice charcoal accent color on the beak and talons. The reason I made this in the first place was to give Ajatu some attention and make it a counterpart to a Pokemon you'll see very soon. This is kind of ironic, the fact that it's a counterpart, because you see, both typings of this counterpart are like super effective against this thing. So yeah, that's not great. Honestly, the original idea that I had this thought to make an evolution for it was because it kind of just popped in my head randomly. Ajatu, the third eye Pokemon. Many years ago, a new evolution was discovered to Ajatu that is at its full zen and has mastered its psychic energy. Long ago, Ajatu roamed Ausseos free and wild, but once Malvex started terrorizing the species, most Ajatu retreated to the Hoenn region, while a few stayed in Ausseos fighting for the right to stay home. After many long decades of a war between Malvex and Ajatu gained a new form that could easily beat Malvex. As rare as Ajatu are, there's still enough of them to keep the balance between chaos and harmony. Ajatu get visions of the future and were often said to be the way humans could speak to Arceus. And with that, our batch of weirdos is finally done. Psychic types have always felt like the weird, unexplainable typing, next to Fairy, of course. Let me know your thoughts about these guys down below, and which one was your favorite. And a few questions. Should Chiruitive have an evolution, and should I change its typing, since Dark Flying was kind of an afterthought, because I couldn't really think of any other typing? If so, let me know. And should Parrotiva's name change, and if so, to what? Because I don't really know. I'm not that up for the name of Parrotiva, or Parrotiva. I don't even know how I should pronounce it. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. Rex out. Peace.